Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to a journey into the fascinating world of rare American coins, where even a simple 5-cent piece can hold astonishing value beyond your wildest dreams. Today, we are diving deep into the story of the remarkable 1964 Jefferson Nickel with no mint mark, a coin that collectors all over the world admire and treasure. You might be holding what looks like an ordinary nickel, but it could be a hidden gem worth much more than its face value. The 1964 Jefferson Nickel is not just any coin. It carries with it a slice of American history, crafted during a time of significant change and transition in the United States. This was a period when the U.S. Mint was working at full speed, trying to meet the massive demand for coins sparked by an economic boom and an evolving society. Because of this demand, the Mint produced a huge number of coins, but hidden within those millions are special examples that stand out to collectors today. One important detail about the 1964 Jefferson Nickel is that it was struck at two different mints, Philadelphia and Denver. However, the Philadelphia minted nickels did not carry a mint mark, leading to the very special 1964 no mint mark Jefferson Nickel that has caught the attention of serious coin collectors worldwide. Without the small d that would indicate Denver, these coins carry a clean, classic look that makes them all the more desirable. What makes the 1964 Jefferson Nickel with no mint mark even more fascinating is its place in history. During 1964, the Mint faced a critical shortage of coins. In response, it decided to freeze the date on nickels and quarters at 1964 for 2 more years, meaning that millions of coins minted in 1965 and even 1966 still bore the date 1964. This unusual decision adds another layer of intrigue to the 1964 nickel story, making every authentic piece a part of this strange and wonderful chapter in U.S. coinage. Now, you might be wondering, if there are so many of them, why is this coin valuable? The answer lies in quality and condition. Among the millions produced, only a tiny fraction have survived in pristine condition. Collectors pay top dollar for coins that have remained untouched by time, with sharp strikes, clean surfaces, and beautiful natural toning. The highest grades of this coin are rare, and rarity always drives value in the world of numismatics. Adding to the excitement, some 1964 Jefferson Nickels have remarkable minting errors. There are examples with double dies, striking mistakes, and other fascinating imperfections that skyrocket their value even further. A sharp-eyed collector who finds such an error coin could be sitting on a small fortune. It is these exciting possibilities that fuel the passion of collectors everywhere. Ladies and gentlemen, you would be amazed to know that pristine examples of the 1964 no mint mark Jefferson Nickel have sold for astonishing sums at auction. Depending on the quality and grade, a top-condition 1964 Jefferson Nickel without a mint mark can fetch up to $6,000 or more. Yes, you heard that right, a humble 5-cent coin potentially worth thousands of dollars. Imagine finding one of these valuable coins tucked away in a jar at home, in a family heirloom collection, or even lurking in your pocket change. The thrill of discovery is real, and it is happening every day to lucky individuals who take the time to look carefully. That is the magic of coin collecting. You never know what hidden treasures await you. Collectors particularly search for 1964 Jefferson Nickels graded MS-67 or higher by professional grading services like PCGS or NGC. These coins showcase flawless surfaces, razor-sharp details, and vibrant luster, making them true standouts in any collection. Owning a high-grade 1964 no mint mark nickel is like holding a piece of preserved American history in the palm of your hand. There is something profoundly motivating about knowing that a small piece of metal, born out of a national coin shortage, has survived decades to become a precious collector's item today. It is a reminder that even everyday objects can hold extraordinary value when preserved, cherished, and appreciated for their story. Ladies and gentlemen, whether you are a seasoned collector or a curious newcomer, the 1964 no mint mark Jefferson Nickel offers you an exciting opportunity. It is a coin that teaches patience, attention to detail, and the rewards of knowledge. Every time you examine a handful of change, you could be on the brink of an unforgettable discovery. If you find a 1964 Jefferson Nickel in great condition, do not rush to spend it. Take a closer look. Examine the sharpness of the strike, the preservation of the details on Jefferson's face, and the overall eye appeal. You might be holding a prize that collectors will pay handsomely to add to their collections. And it gets even better. With a little education and dedication, you can learn how to spot not just valuable nickels but many other valuable coins as well. Your hobby could turn into a passionate treasure hunt, leading you to unexpected riches and incredible stories to share. So the next time you find a 1964 Jefferson nickel without a mint mark, remember its amazing history. Remember the unique circumstances that gave birth to this special coin. Remember that among millions, yours could be the rare gem collectors are dreaming of. Today, the market for rare coins is stronger than ever. Enthusiasts around the globe are actively seeking top-grade 1964 Jefferson Nickels, driving prices higher year after year. There has never been a better time to look carefully through your coins and see what you might uncover. Ladies and gentlemen, this is your moment. The 1964 no-mint mark Jefferson nickel is not just valuable, it is a beacon for anyone who dares to dream, search, and discover. Let the story of this remarkable coin inspire you to explore, collect, and perhaps find your very own piece of hidden treasure. Next up, today, we will explore the 1983 P. Jefferson Nickel, a remarkable piece of American history that holds hidden potential and growing value for collectors everywhere. Get ready, because this coin could surprise you in ways you never imagined. The 1983 P. Jefferson Nickel may seem common at first glance, but behind its simple appearance lies a fascinating story. Minted at the Philadelphia Mint, the P. Mint mark proudly stands on the right side of Monticello, marking it as a creation of a mint facility that was working overtime to meet the nation's growing demand for coins. This was a time when the economy was shifting, technology was advancing, and America was setting the stage for a modern era. Unlike earlier years, the 1980s saw coins made with slightly less care and attention to detail. The demand for mass production meant that fewer coins were struck with the sharpness and quality collectors prize today. As a result, finding a 1983 P. Jefferson nickel in pristine condition is far rarer than you might expect. That rarity drives excitement and fuels the growing value of high-grade examples. Ladies and gentlemen, the 1983 P. Jefferson nickel holds serious promise for future value growth. Coins from the 1980s are just now gaining serious attention from collectors, as people realize that finding examples in high mint state condition is much harder than it first appeared. Over time, as more worn examples disappear and collectors focus on building complete sets, the demand for top-quality 1983 P nickels will only rise. The beauty of the 1983 P. Jefferson nickel lies in its untapped potential. As more collectors enter the market, as more treasure hunters search through their old change, the few high-grade coins that exist will become even more desirable. This is how fortunes are built in the world of numismatics, by identifying undervalued treasures before the rest of the world catches on. Currently, the most pristine examples of the 1983 P. Jefferson nickel are already commanding impressive prices. High-grade coins certified MS-66 or higher by top grading companies have sold for hundreds of dollars, and some of the very best examples have crossed the $700 mark at auction. Imagine holding a simple nickel that could sell for more than 700 times its face value. Ladies and gentlemen, this is just the beginning. As time passes and the supply of high-quality 1983 P nickels continues to shrink, experts predict that the value could climb even higher. Some estimate that perfect examples could one day reach $1,000 or more, especially as more collectors complete full Jefferson nickel sets from every year and mint. The secret to unlocking the full value of the 1983 P Jefferson nickel lies in the coin's condition. Look for coins with strong luster, minimal marks, full steps on Monticello, and razor-sharp details. These are the qualities that collectors and investors are willing to pay top dollar for. A common-looking coin can become a treasure if it has survived the decades without losing its beauty. Another exciting factor is the increasing popularity of registry sets, where collectors compete to assemble the finest examples of every coin in a series. Registry set collectors are always on the hunt for high-grade Jefferson nickels, and the 1983 P is a key piece in that puzzle. As competition heats up, so does the price. Imagine the thrill of finding a 1983 Jefferson nickel in a forgotten coin jar or inherited collection. Imagine discovering that you have something that serious collectors around the world are searching for. That is the excitement of coin collecting, and it could happen to anyone, including you. Right now, a sharp, well-preserved 1983 Jefferson nickel can sell for several $100s depending on its condition. But this is only the beginning of its journey. As time marches on, the maximum value could reach new heights, and those who have the foresight to hold onto their treasures will be richly rewarded. Ladies and gentlemen, the 1983 Jefferson Nickel represents an opportunity to invest in a piece of America's rich history. It is a reminder that value is not always obvious at first glance. With patience, knowledge, and a keen eye, anyone can unlock hidden riches that others overlook. Do not underestimate the power of this humble coin. The 1983 Jefferson Nickel is already valuable and poised to become even more so in the years ahead. This is your chance to get ahead of the trend, to find and preserve a piece of history before it becomes the next great numismatic sensation. The time is now. Check your collections, examine your spare change, and see if you can find one of these incredible coins. It could be your ticket to an exciting discovery and a rewarding future. Every great collection starts with a single coin, and today that coin could be the 1983 Jefferson Nickel. Next up, today, we set our sights on the 1970 Jefferson Nickel, a coin that holds not just history, but true collectible value for those who know where to look. Get ready, because this story might change the way you see your spare change forever. The 1970 Jefferson Nickel was minted at the Denver Mint, proudly bearing the D mint mark that signifies its origin. This coin was born during a time of great change and energy in America. The country was pushing forward into the new decade, technology was advancing, and the mint was producing millions of coins to keep up with a booming economy. Yet even among those millions, some coins stand apart, and the 1970 D is one of them. This nickel was struck as part of America's ongoing tradition of honoring Thomas Jefferson, one of the nation's founding fathers. The design, featuring Jefferson's profile and his famous home Monticello on the reverse, had already become iconic. But 1970 brought its own challenges. Quality control was not always perfect, and as a result, finding a 1970 D Jefferson nickel with a sharp strike and full details is far rarer than many realize. Today, the 1970 D Jefferson Nickel is quietly gaining attention among collectors, and the number of people searching for it is steadily growing. With coin collecting on the rise across the globe, more and more enthusiasts are trying to complete full Jefferson Nickel sets, and that makes the 1970 D an important and valuable piece to acquire. It is not just another nickel, it is a coin that serious collectors want in the best condition possible. Current values for the 1970 D Jefferson Nickel depend heavily on the coin's condition. In circulated condition, they are modestly priced, but in high-grade mint state, especially coins with full steps on Monticello, they become much more valuable. Top-quality examples graded MS66 or higher can fetch anywhere from $250 to $1,000 at auction. The absolute best examples with nearly perfect surfaces and brilliant luster have pushed the upper limits even higher. The market for high-grade Jefferson Nickels is growing stronger every year. Registry set collectors, who compete to build the finest certified collections, are especially hungry for high-quality 1970 D nickels. As competition heats up, so do prices. It is a simple rule of collecting. When demand increases and supply remains tight, value soars. The 1970 D Jefferson Nickel is perfectly positioned to benefit from this trend. What makes the 1970 D Jefferson Nickel even more exciting is its potential for future growth. As more collectors awaken to the importance of high-grade nickels from the 1970s, the value of the best coins will continue to rise. The future looks bright for this coin, and those who act now could find themselves richly rewarded. Ladies and gentlemen, the 1970 D Jefferson Nickel is truly a hidden treasure. It might seem modest at first glance, but in the right condition, it transforms into a powerful collectible that stands proudly alongside much older, much rarer coins. Collectors recognize this, and more are chasing after this valuable piece of history. The Denver Mint's reputation for producing strong, well-struck coins in 1970 adds another layer to the coin's story. But ironically, true full-step specimens, coins with uninterrupted, crisp steps on Monticello, remain difficult to find even today. That rarity factor drives serious demand and high prices. Imagine discovering a 1970 Jefferson nickel with glowing luster, flawless surfaces, and sharp detail. Imagine learning that your find is not just a regular coin, but one that collectors are willing to pay hundreds or even thousands of dollars for. That is the magic of coin collecting, and the 1970 nickel is a shining example of it. Today's market continues to reward those who have the knowledge and patience to seek out coins like the 1970 Jefferson Nickel. Collectors know that these coins will not remain affordable forever. As supply shrinks and interest grows, the upper-end prices are expected to climb, perhaps reaching levels that today seem unbelievable. Ladies and gentlemen, this coin is not just valuable, it is a smart investment in your collection's future. Every time you search through your coins, remember that you could be holding a key piece of American history that many collectors are still searching for. The right 1970 Jefferson Nickel can unlock real wealth and real pride for its lucky owner. So whether you are just starting your collection or adding to an already impressive portfolio, make sure you do not overlook the 1970 Jefferson Nickel. It is a treasure hiding in plain sight, a coin with beauty, history, and incredible potential. Thank you for joining us today. Stay inspired, stay passionate, and remember, in the world of coins, great discoveries often come in the smallest packages. Keep searching, keep dreaming, and you just might find your own piece of history in your hands.